As we discussed earlier, Roger Goodell and Tom Brady head back to New York federal court today. Both of them are required to be present, and Judge Berman is pushing them to settle. For Brady, it will mark the third time he's had to miss practice this month for a lawsuit. New note here. Giants co-owner John Mara has joined NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and Tom Brady in a meeting with U.S. District Court Judge, and Mara chairs the NFL's Executive Committee, which oversees labor matters, and had been asked by Judge Berman to help the two sides reach a settlement. Prior, he said he wasn't going to be there, and he is. I don't know if this means anything. Jeff Saturday is still with us. Jeff, we haven't heard from you. How does this all play out?
It's not going to happen today. I can tell you that. It's you're looking 3 or 4 more days before the settlement talks really get interesting. Everybody's still posturing. Everybody's still holding tight to their camp, what they believe. The game is still, we're still 10, 12 days before anything really has to happen. So everybody's still holding out and waiting out and hoping we can get this settlement done. At the end of the day, for the NFL, this is not good. Having one of the best players in your game and the commissioner in a battle coming up to the start of the season, which possibly could be 4 games. The settlement hope, I just don't know if it's there. As you're looking at it, Tom Brady is entrenched in what he believes and what he's going to hold strong to. The commissioner and the NFL, this is going to end up being similar to the other cases that have happened in the past 3 or 4 months or even back to a year. A process question. Should this penalty have been placed on Tom Brady, or should it have been placed on the team with an equipment violation? That's really what this is going down to. This conversation has nothing to do with, did you know about the deflation of footballs? Did you know about the PSI? Were you telling people? We're way past all of that. Berman is looking for, can we come to an agreement on, does the team have to take the brunt of the punishment, or does Tom Brady? And that's what Brady, that's his whole case, is the process fair? And if the process is unfair, the whole thing will get overturned. But that's what you're rolling the dice on.
I do need to mention one thing. This just came down. There will be no settlement. So Judge Berman will be asked to rule.
I know.
In court.
Yeah,
there's going to be no settlement. We just heard that from.
I think we all agree that although Judge Berman was pushing for a settlement, the way these two guys had dropped anchor, nobody was moving.
They were locked in.
Commissioner Roger Goodell, since he's taken office, has made the owners more wealthy than they already were. But that's not his #1 job. Handing the Lombardi trophy to the owner of the winning team in the Super Bowl, that is not his #1 job. Commissioner Roger Goodell's #1 job is to protect the integrity, the competitive integrity of the National Football League. There are some incidents, and you'll know what I'm talking about, Skip. In the Dallas game in the playoffs, there was a flag thrown for pass interference. It was picked up. You go to Green Bay, your same Cowboys, there was a catch that wasn't a catch. And then you had a team on the 1-yard line throw a pass that possibly cost them the Super Bowl. People start to think, if the people ever believe that what they're watching on Sunday is not on the up and up, you got WWE. And if you ever lose that, it's never coming back, Skip. People believe, no matter how big a disadvantage, that their team has a chance.
Okay, I will give you that as far as you want the integrity of the game. However, in the same year, we had Minnesota heating up footballs because of the cold weather.
First time offense.
Okay. This is his first offense. This is Tom Brady's first offense. So what I'm saying is, had we just dealt with the equipment issue on that, it's a $25,000, $50,000 fine.
It was reported that they had won. That's why think about all the people that was at that championship game.
Right.
Troy Vincent, everybody that was somebody other than the commissioner showed up at that game. So they actually knew something could possibly go down, Jeff.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. I'm just saying, if we're talking about a competitive advantage.
Yes.
Had it been dealt with on the equipment side, it never had to get to this. That is my point, is that had Brady said, yes, I like my footballs a certain way, I understand they're a certain way, I didn't know it was Brady. I've never had a referee bring me the ball and say, this is too deflated, you need to put air in it. If they did, I would have said it. I apologize. I didn't know. I never specifically stuck a needle in it and said I need it to be this. We all feel the balls. Every quarterback in the game feels the balls. We all do it this way. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. it would have been dealt like in an equipment fashion.
But he took the.
I agree.
He took the approach.
And then it spun. So now we're dealing with the cover up instead of the actual offense. And so to your point with the commissioner, I do understand that you have to protect the integrity of the game. However, there's a lot of different things that happen in our game that get dealt with in fines and this kind of thing, as opposed to 4-game suspensions and taking a guy.
In the NFL, what does the F stand for? Football.
Gotcha.
That is the most fundamental thing that you must protect.
I'm with you.
He did. You and I both know, Jeff. You've been in locker rooms. You know, equipment guys don't tinker with your equipment unless you ask.
100%.
And you actually think that? Think about it.
No.
There's 32 teams. There's probably 3 guys that work full time with those footballs.
Right.
You actually think they would do something to mess with a football?
And that's what I'm saying. That's where the whole thing derailed. Is that when you got up on television after the AFC and said that, every player in the NFL, and here I was, Mark Brunell, those guys, they lost their mind.
I agree.
Because they took that intensely.
So Shannon dug in early on, just after the Wells report came out, and he dug in again to start this show today, and you said Tom Brady cheated and he lied about it.
More probable than not.
No, you said he cheated and he lied about it. You are convinced that's what happened.
More probable than not.
Okay.
I'm 50.6%.
Now you're wishy-washy about
it. I'm using here's the standard that the NFL use, Skip.
Okay.
They don't need definitive proof.
Okay.
They don't need eyewitness testimony. They don't need DNA.
Here's my standard.
More probable than not.
Here's my standard. Tom Brady, 100% innocent as charged, as convicted early on in the court of public opinion. The Wells report in Judge Berman's court has been shredded for its lack of credibility. Just shredded, one blow after another. I sat right here in this chair 2 days after the Wells report came out, and I reported I talked to 3 people close to Tom Brady, people who've known him for a long time and believe in Tom Brady. So you can argue about their credibility factor. But they said even privately, he is insisting, I knew nothing about this.
What was he supposed to say,
okay,
Skip?
No, but sometimes people say behind closed doors, well, they kind of got me on this. Okay? He went to war over this, and they all told me he's going to fight this to the legal death, because you're talking about the credibility of the football game, the integrity of pro football.
Yes.
I got you on that.
Yeah.
But to equate it to a blown call against Dallas and another blown call over here against Dallas, okay.
But I'm saying conspiracy theories will start to spin things and start to look.
All Tom Brady cares about is that Roger Goodell tried to ruin his reputation. That's what he did. I'm sorry. It was an attack on a Hall of Fame quarterback's reputation.
You actually think
he cheated and he lied? That's what you did. In the court of public opinion, you tarnished his reputation. I think it's indelible. I don't think it'll ever be erased.
Do you actually think? Hold on, Jeff. Let me ask you this, Jeff. Do you actually think that the commissioner of Roger Goodell wants the reigning Super Bowl MVP suspended if he didn't have suspicions that this happened?
No, it doesn't do Roger Goodell any favors to have him. However, hold on. With Tom Brady and his reputation, you are 100% right about being entrenched, and you saw the way Robert Kraft came. You've seen the way everybody has rallied around him.
Except Robert Kraft sold him out for a while. He took the punishment.
Who's rallying around the equipment guy?
Sure. That was my first point, is what we know about the 4 games. However, the 4-game suspension that we're talking about, as you're looking at how this impact, it does become, does the punishment fit the offense? So is 4 games way heavy, way strong? Absolutely. Like I mean, if you look at the way we have punished guys in the past, and that's what I'm telling you, going back to the process of what should the punishment have been. Even if you think he did know, what is the offense? Is it that he knowingly stuck a needle in the ball and decreased it? So what should the offense be? Should it be the same as heating up a football on the sideline? Yep. What should the offense and what should the punishment hold? That's where you get into it went way overboard for everybody. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm Tom Brady, you try to suspend me for 4 games for that, and I've seen what guys who in real life have done much more severe things.
But here's the thing. No. What competitive advantage? Domestic violence is deplorable. It's an awful act. But tell me the competitive advantage that Ray Rice, that Greg Hardy, that Adrian Peterson, anybody that did off field, tell me the competitive advantage they were trying to gain when they committed these offenses.
What was the competitive advantage that the Minnesota Vikings got from heating the footballs up? It's the same. So whatever fine or
And they
whatever
got a,
punishment you have for them, I'm saying start there. If you want to punish the Patriots because of Spygate or whatever else they've done, and you say, okay, as a team, we're gonna ramp up or ratchet up our punishment because of what they've done. But this is Tom Brady's first offense.
Yes.
And so as you're looking at what he did, how do we get outside of the realm? The only reason you're getting outside the realm is because of the denial of it. So again, we're fighting with the cover up as opposed to what the offense was. If the offense was the same competitive advantage as Minnesota, who heated balls up, whatever that does to the football, and Tom Brady deflated it,
and the Patriots never got a warning.
Okay, right. So as you're looking at that,
that's not what I was told.
I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the player. That's what I'm saying. And now you're comparing what he did with what guys have done off the field. I'm saying, in my opinion, those two don't even come close.
No.
So whatever, if there was a suspension, if there was a fine, it's the punishment of the cover-up.
I get that.
Here's the question.
Wait a second. There's a much larger game being played here.
What is that?
The commissioner wanted to punish the New England franchise for what is considered by many to have been serial cheating over many years, going all the way back to the first Super Bowl.
Right.
So how the coach got completely exonerated here is mind-blowing to me. I'm sorry, and I have a lot of respect for Bill Belichick, but he was let completely off the hook early on by the Wells report.
He said talk to the quarterback.
He wouldn't know.
He wanted no part.
If you've been in a locker room, you know that head coach ain't coming to field.
I'm not sure about that, because that guy knows the socks and the jocks, man. He knows everything down to the most minute detail.
It's a guy who's been in the league for how many years? He's not micromanaging Brady.
But he's now seen as Lombardi-esque, as Bill Walsh-esque.
Agreed.
And Robert Kraft is one of the most beloved owners and respected owners in the league. So you can't go after that guy or the coach. So you pick on the 38-year-old quarterback who might be in his last couple of years in the league, and you say, we have to nail it on somebody, so we're going to frame the quarterback.
Frame.
Frame. No, frame.
It's going to come
There's
down.
no direct evidence. Berman concluded.
It's going to come down to Article 46 that the owners and the players, does Commissioner Roger Goodell have the authority to suspend Tom Brady for 4 games for what he deems is conduct or integrity.
Detrimental.
Okay,
that's the issue.
Let's see what the court rules about that.
And listen, and the NFLPA is going to say this is an issue of equipment. This is not an issue of conduct detrimental. This is an equipment issue. It should be handled to the team and the team alone. That's going to be what the judge has to decide.
So
it's
Berman,
process.
He'll just throw up his hands and say, take it to the appellate court. That's what's going to happen.
The process.
And Tom Brady will get an injunction, be allowed to play the first 4 games.
Okay, is that
That's what I believe.
I'm betting a salmon on that.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked at that. I mean, I like where your head is. Now you talk about just ramping up all kinds of people watching games.
Well,
we're going to tear it up.
They're winning.
We're dropping banners. We're doing all kinds of things. Week 1? Is that what we're calling?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling.
All right. Ring ceremony week 1. Skip Bayless.
Steelers Patriots in Foxborough on Thursday night. Okay, so Brady and Goodell were in court today. We just found out they will not settle. Judge Berman will rule by Friday, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday. This just in. Jeff Saturday, thank you so much for being with us. That was fun.
Good job.
All right, are we sold on the #1 draft pick, Jameis Winston? Is he the real deal? We'll discuss that next. Stay here. This is First Take.